start messy, just start. No one knows what they're doing in the beginning. And if you're at step 2, don't be worrying about step 30 and don't compare yourself to people at step 30. Hi, I'm Lily. I'm 22 years old. I just graduated college and I'm working on my debut novel. I'm definitely a bit delusional. I don't really know what I'm doing with my life, but I do know is that I want to be a published author. I wanted to create this channel to inspire others, to connect with others, and hopefully we can grow in this journey together. I always loved writing. I wrote when I was a little kid. Kind of strayed away from it because life happens. You don't really believe in yourself. You kind of are stuck. It wasn't until college where I kind of got back to my roots and I realized I loved creating. It always felt like something that was meant for me. So I started writing again. I have written 2 full drafts of this novel and I'm about to edit it. The reason why I'm saying that is it's nowhere close to perfect. There's so many issues with it. The fact that I've come this far is so promising because it means that I can go twice as far. I can go 3 times as far. I can get this book published. And a lot of the inspiration and motivation that I got for writing that was watching videos like this, seeing other people that had done what I wanted to do and seeing it be possible. I wanted to share some advice that I've heard along the way, some stuff that I've heard, some stuff that I've thought of myself, and stuff that kind of just keeps me going and keeps me inspired to keep writing. The reason why I know you can write a book is because you have a desire to write a book. A lot of people get caught up in the 1,000 steps that need to go into place to writing and publishing a novel. And I think that is where a lot of people get very overwhelmed and they just step back. Just focus on one step in front of you, where if you haven't even wrote a novel before, don't even worry about trying to query it or get it published or edit it or get it beta read. Just think the next step ahead. So if you have a really cool idea for a story, I would just sit down and just let yourself brain dump and just write and just let all your ideas just flow, just really think about it and then kind of like mix together patterns after. I'm a discovery writer and I know a lot of people are plotters, and that's something that you're gonna kind of discover with time is if you are more a discovery writer or a plotter. And I feel like everyone is kind of a balance between the two. As a discovery writer, it's very difficult because you have to do a lot of editing and rewriting because sometimes your story can go completely in a different direction. But to me, that's how most of my creative ideas are formed, is through the act of writing, and that's when I discover everything. But a lot of people like to plot. A lot of people use story structure, and that's a great way to get started. But again, all of these things that I'm saying right now are things that I have learned through the process. Start messy, just start, because you're not gonna know everything at once. And I feel like that is something that is so important to understand, is that no one knows what they're doing in the beginning. If you love writing, just write. Just literally take out a piece of paper and just write. Take out your computer, open up Google Docs and just start writing. And then things will happen naturally. You will notice, oh, let me look into story structure. Oh, let me look into how many words should be in this genre. What is this genre? Oh, this is a character. How should I write their dialogue? Let me look into dialogue. And then everything kind of compounds into you look back and you're like, wow, like I just did that. And if you're at step 2, don't be worrying about step 30 and don't compare yourself to people at step 30, because in the world of publishing, in the world of writing, it's so dynamic, it's so nuanced. Everyone's journey looks very different. So it's really important to just stay grounded and enjoy the craft and enjoy the journey. Lean into the chaos. And writing your first draft is to not even edit it and just keep going and just let your creative mind flow. And even if your story gets off track or your characters change or you add a character or you add a setting or you completely change the entire plot, these are creative outlets for your brain to discover. We're most creative when we're children, and that is when we have all this imagination, all these what if questions. We think outside the box. We're not constrained to restrictions of society and norms. So when you're writing, almost put on a helmet of like your 5-year-old self and be like, what would my 5-year-old self think? So if you're writing something and then you're thinking, oh, what if this happened? Or what if that happened? Instead of like immediately judging it or critiquing it, then go further and then be like, well, then what if that happened? And then what if this happened? And then your brain will kind of just like create this flow. You can kind of train yourself to be creative again. It's just a mindset. And leaning into that chaos, leaning into the creativity of everything, and not being too harsh on yourself about, oh, this is a genre. What trope am I using? What theme am I using? What character arc is this? kind of lean into everything, because your characters, your story is going to unfold in the natural way that it's going to. And I think if you try to force it too much and make it perfect at first, you will be stopping a lot of potential that could come out in the end. I'm here along your side. If you want to write, if you want to create something, if you want to be creative, please do that, because it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful experience. And I wanted to create this channel as a community of people that are writers, that are artists, that are just creatives, that love stories and love storytelling, love story creating, and we can all share the journey together and cheer each other on. Thank you so much for watching.